Hello scrapbookers, this is Megan and I am back today for a very fun mixed media layout. Well, this one is actually in my traveler's notebook and this is for Scrapping Wonders. I am on Beth's design team and she makes some really awesome traveler's notebook inserts and she makes them in all sorts of different sizes. So if you haven't heard of her, make sure you come on over to her website and I'll leave a couple links below for you. But as you can see here, I am working in, I can't remember what size this is. I want to say it's 6x8, but I can't quite remember. But this is my A Day in the Life album for 2017. And I am just gessoing my paper. The type of paper that I got in this insert is called Tomo River paper. And it is really smooth and buttery soft. It's such a pretty paper. I always hate starting on it because I just don't want to quote unquote ruin it, to cover it up. But on this page, I was actually inspired by a mixed media class from Big Picture Classes, and the teacher was Celine Navarro, and it was just such a amazing class. Okay, so I let the gesso dry, and then what I'm going to do is I am going to glue down these doilies with some Mod Podge, and I'm going to glue the bottom, and then I'm going to glue the top. And it doesn't take too long, but it is going to take a while to dry. So I'm going to let this dry overnight, and then I'm going to come back the next day, and voila, here I am. So now here I am going to pull out some modeling paste, and it's called Regular Gel. And at first I was thinking, okay, I'm going to use this stamp and I'm going to gesso my page, and then hopefully the stamp is going to be like the impression will go into the gel and it'll look cool. But then I was looking through some of my drawers and I saw this roller, and I was like, okay, I'm going to use gesso and this roller and it's going to work out really awesome. So I go ahead and do that on a couple different spots on this spread, and I really love how that turns out. It's going to take a while to dry though, so I am going to come back after it's dry. Now I'm going to come back and I'm going to use this regular matte gel from Golden. I'm not sure if it's the same thing as gel medium, but it might be. I don't quite know. It dries clear, and I'm just using this X stencil, and this is actually from Echo Park, and that came in a little collection that I got with their summer line, which I think was called Summer Fun. I'm going to use this fun circle and rectangle shape stencil, and I really like how that turns out. I was trying not to be so perfect with my stenciling and just trying to have fun with it. So here now you can see that both sides of the pages are dry, and I am pulling out some water. I sprayed water down first, and then some sprays from my stash. And then I'm going to pull out some baby wipes, and I wipe all of that up, and then I decide, okay, the pink didn't show up as much. That was Tattered Angels, which was really shimmery, and so I wanted to have it show up more. Then I decided, okay, I'm not sure I'm really liking the blue and the pink, so I wanted to bring in some green. So I brought in some green. I think that's Say Can You See from the Shimmers store. And then I'm also going to do these crayons, these Tim Holtz Distress crayons on the edges of the paper. And then I'm just going to use my finger and I'm going to blend it into the page and just all around. And it actually smudges really easily. And I just keep adding water if my finger gets dry, and I really absolutely love how this turns out. I could have just left it like this, but I really wanted to add another color. Sorry about the camera shaking there, I hit it. And so I'm going to pull out some of this blue from the Distress crayons that Tim Holtz has, and these are fun. I was going to use gelatos, but I recently have reorganized my room and I have hid my gelatos from myself, so I could not find my gelatos. So I decided to use my Distress crayons and play with them a little bit, and I had so much fun. Honestly, I don't know what I'm afraid of. It's not that I'm afraid of mixed media, it's just that I think the spread took me all more, like seriously, like 3 or 4 hours, just because drying time and, you know, like all of this stuff that you're trying to do, it takes a lot of time to do a mixed media page. And so I think that's probably the biggest reason why I don't do a whole lot of mixed media. And if I do, it's very minimal. But I had so much fun making this page. So you can see I did another stencil, and I sprayed some Shimmer's Snow Way Man. I think I kind of went overboard on that stencil, but it's okay. It turns out in the end, and I really, really like it. Here I am just adding some splatters in, let's see, I think I did yellow, and then this Tattered Angels. I'm not sure what color it is, but it's a pink, and I really like it. Now I was thinking I was going to move on to the photos, but then I decided that I wanted to add another layer, so I'm going to add on some stamps, and it's just this cute little background stamp, and that is from Close to My Heart, and I think it's called Geometric Background. Fancy stuff, huh? So now I am going to start embellishing and doing layers behind the photos. And oh, here I am going to show you. So it's called, I can't even tell what that said. I hope you can tell. I think it just said Geometric Background is really what it said. Now I'm pulling out this tissue paper that I got from the Amazing Paper Issues, and I am just going to rip it apart and do 2 mats on these 2 photos. So these 2 photos on the left-hand side are from, I think one of them is from 5/28 and the other one is from 6/01. And they are pictures of Tinian sitting at the table with my mom. My mom was visiting us on the day that this little project was going on. And so that was a really fun difference in our life to kind of show that she was visiting. And so on the photos on the left, Tinian and her are hanging out at the table because Tinian must not have liked the dinner that night. I don't even remember what it was, but it was taking forever for him to eat just sitting alone. And so I asked my mom if she would come and sit with Tinian, and so she came and sat, and I think they were telling jokes for a while, and then my mom looked up some jokes. When they ran out of jokes, she went to YouTube, I guess, and to look for people that were telling jokes, and so they found some funny jokes, and that bottom photo is a picture of Tinian leaning in really close to look at her phone that she had that they were looking at, listening to some really funny jokes. So I just thought that was cute and sweet, and so those 2 photos got put on the same page, even though they're at 2 different times. And the 6 o'clock one happens after that photo on the right, but I was just like grouping them together, and so I was okay with the times being off. Totally okay with that. So here you can see I'm just gluing the excess of that tissue paper, and I'm just going to have that be just a little embellishment or layer behind this photo on the right hand side, which is a picture of what I was doing while they were sitting at the table. I was doing the dishes. So now I'm going to start putting the times on here, and I'm just going to stamp them to either the right or left or underneath of the photos, and then I'm going to embellish a little bit more. So I'm just going to kind of fast forward through this so you don't have to watch all of that. Okay, now I have pulled out this sticker sheet set that I am using in this notebook, and I'm just pulling off a few stickers. This one says sweet on it, and I thought it was a sweet moment, so I'm going to stick that right underneath that little snow cone or whatever that is, popsicle. Even though they're not eating popsicles, I just was like, okay, I want to use up this sticker sheet. So I stuck that popsicle on there. I'll probably end up taking it off because it does look kind of silly. But oh well. I think that bottom one says being lazy or something like that. And I'm going to try to use this Darling sticker from the Maggie Holmes. I think that's the Shine sticker sheet. But it is cream. And I didn't really want cream on there. So I'm going to not do that. And then I put this You and Me sticker up there. I'm going to put this Lucky sticker down here. And then I'm going to put a tag over here to do my journaling on. And then I'm going to do my title. And, oh, I forgot. I'm going to add some stars, some star stickers over here on this other side. And then I'm going to look through these other sheets, these other sticker sheets that I pulled down. And I'm going to really like that alphabet. So, oh, okay, sorry, never mind. I'm getting ahead of myself. I'm going to do my journaling, which is just talking about how Tinian didn't want to eat. And so Grandma sat with him to help him not get so bored while he was eating. So I did my journaling, and then now I'm looking at the alphas on these sticker sheets. So I'm thinking between these two alphas, and I decided to go with this one. And I thought that this title needed this page needed a title. Not all of the pages in my Day in the Life album have titles, but this one really did need one because you don't really know, and I didn't do a ton of journaling because they didn't want to cover up the mixed media. So I'm going to call it the After Dinner Party. And then with the journaling, you can kind of get the gist that Tinian didn't want to eat, so, you know, Grandma was hanging out with him to kind of help him, nudge him along. So I'm just going to put those stickers down, and then that is going to be the end of this spread. Thank you so, so much for watching. I hope that you really enjoyed this, and I hope that you will check out the Scrapping Wonders shop. I will leave links below to that, and I will see you guys again next time. Thanks so much for watching. Bye!